For most BMWs, including the ones with the B58, the oil your engine needs will be under the hood. While it's open, let's pull off the cover and loosen the cap before securing the hood in place. Then chalk the rear wheels and slightly lift up at one of the front corner jacking points. This will allow us to jack on the front center jack point, which is the hole right in front of the oil drain plug cover. If you plan on working on your car often, trust me, and spray paint the area around this hole so it's easier to see. Now with it evenly lifted, you should be able to get in both of your jack stands at the same height. Behind the cover is the 17mm drain bolt. Even with gloves on, I wouldn't do this when the car is at operating temp, but having the oil slightly warm will help it drain faster. As that continues to drain, let's remove the oil filter, for which you'll need a low profile 32mm socket. The shorter the better in this case, as you'll also need a swivel adapter for the awkward angle, which is at the back of the engine bay, so I'd recommend lining the area with towels first. Even with the low profile socket on a swivel, it has a tendency to lift up, so just make sure it's fully seated with each pass of your ratchet. If you need it, I'll leave the link for this specific socket and swivel along with everything else used in this video down in the description. With it out, let's take a look at our new parts. For oil, I'm using Liqui-Moly's Top Tech 6600 0W20, but so long as you're using a BMW Long Life 17 FE Plus approved oil along with the appropriate weight, your B58 will be fine. But for the price, I would say it's pretty tough to beat Liqui-Moly. As for the oil filter, I prefer to use a manned filter even though BMW moved to UFI. In either case, the filter should come installed with 3 O-rings as well as a bag that has the O-ring for the filter housing and the crush washer. To remove the filter, tilt it slightly as you pull up. Then use a pick tool to remove the O-ring. With some fresh oil, lubricate the new O-ring before sliding it onto the groove of the oil filter housing cap, followed by the 3 O-rings on the filter. When pressing in the filter, make sure the notched end with the 1 O-ring clips into the cap evenly with a firm press, leaving the side with the 2 O-rings facing down once installed. Because of the weird angle, I would highly recommend threading in the filter by hand first, and when it comes to torque, try to hold the swivel as straight as possible. If you notice the filter jerk during this portion, just reset and torque with a smooth motion until you get to 25 Newton meters. By now, all the oil should have drained, so we can place in our magnetic drain plug, or so I thought. Due to the longer size of the fastener, I wasn't able to get a proper seal, so looks like we're back to OEM, which also gets 25 Newton meters, and leave the cover open for now. When adding oil, I prefer to add in a ½ liter first, followed by the other full 1 liter bottle, then the 5 liter jug. This way, there's no way to overfill the engine past its 6.5 liter capacity. Having too much oil can lead to elevated oil pressures and will add unnecessary stress on components like the oil filter housing gasket, valve cover gasket, and even the oil pan gasket. So if you don't want to replace these prematurely, only add in 6.5 liters, and don't mistake it as the same volume as a quart, because 1 liter is more than 1 quart. Once it's filled up, cap it off and ensure there's no leak at the drain plug, then cover it back up. To bring down the car, use the center jack point again and lift off the jack stands. If you don't have a second jack, you could use ramps or some wood under the wheel for that extra bit of clearance. And don't forget to remove your wheel chocks. To reset the service light, put your car in accessory mode. If you want, you can go into the iDrive menu and under Vehicle Info, go to Service Required and check Engine Oil. As long as it's not too close to 10,000 miles, we should be fine. At the instrument cluster, press and hold the trip meter. You'll see the trip miles go to 0, then back to what it was previously. When you see engine oil reset possible, release the button and press and hold again. It will ask for confirmation. Just lift off the trip meter before pressing and holding it, this time until the reset is complete. Confirm it on the iDrive screen, then start the car. As it warms up, check for leaks around the oil filter housing and below at the oil cooler. If any oil comes out, some will drip on here. Take one last peek down below, and if all looks good, place back on the engine cover and close up the hood. Finally, to measure the oil level, go back into vehicle status and select measure engine oil level. This does take a while, and if you don't get a full reading, go ahead and add in the necessary amount of oil, or save it for a rainy day. But to see how you can get back that new car smell, or an easy performance boost, check out these videos, and I'll see you in that one.